Yep.
All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, back out here again on these highways and hedges in the city of Louisville, Texas, with the brother, meeting up with the brother through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, before we go any further, we're going to face the east. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, teach well, teaching his truth in its entirety. It's your brother Kalab, also go by Hope, Grace, and Mercy.
So brother Heart of David, also go by, the brother Lab, also go by Heart of David.
All right, and again, we just meeting up through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. What a beautiful time to be alive with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And like we always do, before we get started, we're going to bring out a couple of articles that's going on throughout the four corners of the earth, also here in Babylon the Great. All right, the first article, I know brothers been seeing videos. It says Trump to deploy 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles County to combat violent rioters. Not only that, but just like last night, right before I went to bed, you know, he about to start sending special forces like Marines, you know what I'm saying, to combat with the riots. And that snuck up on me, because I was just like I was just telling the brother before we got started, I was just reading about it, but then when those videos started popping up, I'm like, oh yeah, it's going down in Babylon the Great. That gives me joy to see stuff like that.
And a lot of them people that's snatching up and raiding the Northern Kingdom, a lot of them people coming in mass. Yep. So it's information coming out that a lot of these people pretending to be ICE agents, not real ICE agents. Yep. They Proud Boys, KKK members, racists in general, and then a lot of women getting snatched up. They know they pretending to be for ICE, but trying to you know, take advantage of the women.
Because how could you tell the uniform right now?
Yep, that's what it is. Pretty much no uniform plus a mask. So my brother saying, you know, all of these ICE agents, anybody that's literally, you know, actually working for the government, they need uniforms so they can be identified as such. Yep. You know, a lot of people regular clothing, masks, pretending to be ICE agents.
Guns.
And they were saying, you know what you gonna do? Like, I don't know who you are with no uniform.
Yeah. Like, and the requirements are very low. Face mask, regular clothes.
They prefer it to be that way too. Because for them, they say it's undercover and it helps get the job done. Shit, on the back end of that, you don't know who.
Right.
It's a lot of fakers. And
if you're looking at those videos that's surfacing, hey man, well, they fight back out there in Cali.
Oh yeah, and this looking like
Edomites and Yasharal.
Oh yeah, I see some Edomites out there. I seen one. Matter of fact, when you sent me, they saying on Fox, they were saying that people lying, talking about people trying to break into the news station. Yeah. They're like, we out here, but ain't nobody trying to break in. Right. This 2020, you know, the Black Lives Matter protests, we see that being set up all over again. Which we know even the Black Lives Matter, that was infiltrated. They had agents in all black, busting out windows, you know, setting stuff on fire.
And did you see the video how they just somebody mysteriously dropped off 2 crates of bricks?
See?
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that, see?
Somebody just
conveniently dropped it off.
Brick. I mean, it was neatly stacked on the pallet.
Yeah, that came from Esau at that point. Yeah, if your bricks came on a pallet, fresh from the factory, that's too clean. Yeah. That's like when they drop off, you know, boxes of fresh guns and stuff. Yeah. That's from Esau.
Oh yeah.
Now if it was like some broken up rocks, some used pistols, all right, perfect good condition. Yeah. Come on, bro. Yeah. Then we know George Soros is paying people.
And you know, they said, remember for the month of May, they were saying they revving up security for unrest if Trump pardons that cop.
That's right.
And they said in the month of June.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, so you got the Northern Kingdom stirred up. Yeah. And this, you know, probably stir up the Southern Kingdom. I hope it do. And see, a lot of white people saying, which white people ain't got full understanding. They say, you know, probably seen some of the videos. They say we don't know how to shoot. We hold the gun
Yeah.
sideways.
Yeah.
They hunt. They
Yeah.
go do training,
Yeah.
and they say we the minority, but they don't know we really the majority.
Right.
Because in the U.S. Census, they make a lot of the Hispanics check white.
Yep. Yep.
So the population of the white people on paper really inflated. And what they're not gonna take into account too is that yeah, you know, just them against us, it'll be a bloodbath. But they're not taking into account the whole Northern Kingdom gonna join with us.
Yep.
And possibly a lot of these foreigners, they're not taking into account the Palestinians, so-called Middle Eastern, that's upset at Israel and America.
Yep.
Well, pretty much everybody they call colored or minorities gonna rise up against Esau.
It's gonna be a beautiful day too.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the true believers, you know, we not to take no part of that.
Right.
You know, we supposed to wait on the Lord. The Lord said, wait on Him till He rise up to the prey. So we just gonna let our enemies be the other nations and the non-believers of our people knock each other off.
Yep. And then next one says, scientists warn of new virus discovered in China being a small step away from triggering a pandemic.
Oh, beautiful. And you know, this is really in America.
You gotta watch how I say it just in case they...
Oh yeah, for them, yeah. Yeah, that new sickness they discovered, that's created here in America, so you ain't gotta wait for it to get here, it's already here.
Right. Yeah, you're right, you ain't gotta wait. That motherfucker waiting.
Oh yeah, it's waiting on you.
It's waiting on you.
And you know, Russia and Ukraine still going at it. My mom just sent me something to say this. This is a video, it says emergency alert. Russian doomsday radio just went active. And they say prepare for nuclear strike, which we know it ain't gonna be no nuclear strikes just, you know, right away. The mark still gotta come, but that
things gotta happen first.
Yep. Hey, but that doomsday radio is that at certain infrastructure, if certain things get bombed, that they can still communicate. And that's all that doomsday radio is.
And like what's his name? Trump was talking about bad things are gonna happen to Putin in Russia. Putin responded, I only know of one bad thing. That's World War III.
Oh yeah. Oh, Putin said that?
Yeah, hell yeah. He was like, hey man, say, don't waste your breath trying to threaten me.
Oh yeah.
Like something being bad.
Yeah.
You know? And brothers ultimately know about airstrikes on Russia. Then Russia finally retaliated. You know, but they hiding the numbers. You see that video I sent you on Babylon's news. It was on TV. It says that Putin unleashed 200 drones and 146 of them was taken down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, like, you know, then they lie about how many drones was let off.
It's different numbers. They ain't talk about none of the missiles that he shot.
Yeah. They won't show. They ain't showing none of the damage.
Oh
yeah. But if you go on Twitter, X,
you can see them bombing Russian airplanes.
Yeah. But now you bit by bit, it's starting to surface how what Putin did to them. You know what I'm saying? As always, he crushed them. You know. But if they not showing it, that's how you know it's out there.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
They probably shadow banning people's platforms just so they won't get them videos out. You'll see. When that little when that little airstrike back and forth die down, them videos will pop up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know? People have stories on like they deleted my channel because I kept posting the video.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got any articles?
Man, no, let me see. Oh, they talking about a terrorist attack on July 4th, which is gonna be an inside job. They pretty much say they're gonna have a sickness that's gonna be airborne, gonna be mixed in with the fireworks. It's gonna be shot in the air via rockets, and so you're not gonna even know. They say it might kill 200-some people in a day, infects 800,000 some animals, leave so many more hundreds of thousands of people sick. You know, whether it's July 4th or not, we know what's coming.
Yeah.
But when it do happen, they're gonna try to blame it on Russia or whoever else, you know, who really did it. Same people who put you under the first pandemic lockdown, same people who did 9/11, the same people who got their hand in all the terrorist attacks all over the world, which would be America.
The same people who have been at war ever since they was a nation.
Yep.
All right, this is from still in the end time headlines. It says dollar stores seeing a rise of higher income shoppers, warning signs of a falling economy. You know, and you know when you in that $300,000, $400,000 bracket or higher, and they starting to go shop at the dollar store. Hey man,
that's beautiful.
That's beautiful, man. That is a beautiful sight. Like, you know, of course we ain't seen the shelves go empty yet, but hey man, be patient with the storyline of y'all about y'all show.
There you go. One Trump officials warned another 9/11 is coming soon. They've been talking about that. It says urge Americans to prepare now. They say this new 9/11 is gonna make the old one seem like nothing. So we're looking forward to it.
See the video of that damn demon Elon on drugs, looking like he on something.
Yeah, I seen that y'all seen. Oh, that's another one.
That was funny as hell, man, to see that, man.
Yeah, that was funny. And that's all the distraction. The Elon Musk and Trump beef, they not beefing. Because at the same time, you got Cardi B with a new man.
Yeah.
You know, that's all the
trial.
Oh yeah, that's all the distraction. Because they need Elon Musk technology and expertise on AI and technology and bringing about this cashless digital system. And also his space rocket stuff. Because you know that's how a lot of them gonna flee. So they need Elon. They need each other here at the end. So that's all the front.
Did you see the other distraction when Elon Musk posted and said that Trump is on Jeffrey Einstein?
Oh yeah.
All this stuff is a distraction, man. You know, if they are whitewashed Yahweh Shai and all the prophets, all the renowned men. I mean, you know, the true people of Yahweh Shai. Then why wouldn't they give you a distraction at the end time?
Yeah, they're capable of anything at that point.
They gave you all these distractions all throughout your life. You know what I'm saying? That spilled over after generation. You don't think these devils trying to keep that plot twist going?
Yeah, if you're on the list, show us the list.
Right. Just distraction. First we had Young Thug going to trial.
Yeah, the Yellow Beezy. 03, the Chief. Who else got out? I forgot who.
Lil Daddy. Just more distractions, man. Anything to keep your mind. What that you see that video that Edomite saying that how it went back in the slavery days of our captivity here in Babylon the Great. How it says keep the nigga in a joking manner, in a laughing manner. He said a Negro slave on the plantation always asking questions on why is he like this. You know what I'm saying? You got to get him out of there. You know, he said the nigga slave is supposed to continue to being a foolish. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Down state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Attractive mind, because if we get to thinking, you know, all hell gonna break loose.
That braided circus.
Yep.
I seen some stuff too. They saying whatever her name is, Kamala, really won the election. They saying that Elon Musk said that hackers changed the votes to Trump. Whether it's true or not, you know, that could start up a riot. Yep. You know, hopefully that come out too. You know, anything is possible. You know, but hey, hopefully that stir up something. We're looking for anything at this point.
Yeah, we like this drama.
Oh yeah.
So it's some spiritual drama, man.
Anything else?
That's all.
All right. Man, we gonna get into the lesson today. Hey, Shalom. To the brother Iwanakam Bakar. Shalom. Hey, Shalom to the brother Kabak Shanat. Hey, Shalom to everybody else that's tuning in. Yahabba Shimi Awashai Barakadam. Hey, see y'all as well. You know, that tune in now, hey, or tune in later. Hey, and those that watch in silence, you know, it's a beautiful thing. Those of our people that can watch and learn in silence. But you know, the majority of our people ain't capable of that. Right? Because the Lord said, incline your ear.
Right.
You can't have your ears and, you know, mouth open at the same time. But we gonna get it to the lesson. Brother titled it One Day Closer. I titled it Spare Not the Old World. So we're gonna get into it. Pretty much show that America is eligible for the destruction. You know, everything that the Lord requires to bring a destruction to the earth, which you might call an apocalyptic event, human extinction level event. The earth is now ready. What the Lord requires, America and just the world in general, check every list on that box. Or check off every box on that list. You know, as far as the wickedness, the abominations, by idolatry, pride in the earth. So if there was going to be a destruction, and this is the time for it. Oh, yep.
All right. First precept starting off is coming from the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, a person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
See that? It says spare not the old world. What's the old world? The world before the flood, which was a human extinction level event. You know, as the world might call it. But again, it says spare not the old world. And we know the scriptures say what? The Lord changed not. The same yesterday, today, and forever. So if he spared not the old world, what you think he gonna do to this new world? Which would be the world, you know, after the flood. Seeing that, you know, a lot of the stuff that was taking place before the flood is happening in the earth now.
Right. Reading on 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah unto ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
So yeah, the Lord left Sodom and Gomorrah as an example to future generations who will follow in the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah. I heard some brothers bringing out that, you know, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah is still uninhabited. You can't grow nothing there. Right. They say it's still radioactive.
Yeah, and the type of what was it, sulfur? That was fire brimstone that was burning down. They found evidence of it, and it turned to coil at the bottom of the Dead Sea. You know?
That's what I was trying to figure out what it was. Yeah. I think that's why the salt content in the Dead Sea is so high.
Everything floats there.
And if I'm correct, there's no life in the Dead Sea.
No fish at all.
Uninhabited.
Yeah, it's uninhabited. There's so much salt in the water, everything floats. You know what I'm saying? You could be 600 pounds, you still gonna float because there's so much salt.
Thank you. I was trying to figure which judgment contributed to the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And it's still there. It's
still there. I heard somebody say that. I forget what it is. If you take the dirt, if you take something from there and try to burn it, that it burns purple.
Oh.
That even when you burn it, it burns where, because it's radioactive and the salt, the sulfur, and whatever it is. But that's it in the earth as a memorial to people who will follow after the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah, which would pretty much be LGBTQ activity, which we see is heavy in the earth, especially here in America, which is the mother of it all. But even the flood was left as an example. Now you got no evidence of the flood. There's no memorial, except Noah's Ark. I believe they found that, right?
Found it off the coast.
And see, a beautiful memorial. There's Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord left remnants of that. Yep. But the old world, the Lord left nothing but Noah's Ark. You know, the old world before the flood, hey, there's nothing of it left, which will be a memorial, again, for future generations. And that the Lord changed not. Well, if the world fall into that level of wickedness as it did before the flood, what you think the Lord gonna do to the new world?
Right.
There's gonna be nothing left of it. Not a pyramid, and because that still stands, which even ancient Egypt was left as an example. It's not gonna be a McDonald's. It's not gonna be a street sign. It's not gonna be no asphalt. It's gonna be nothing of it left.
No remembrance of this place.
Nope. Hey, except those who be spared from it. Just like Noah was spared. He transitioned into the new world, which is to be the world after the flood. Nor will we transition into the new world, which would be the kingdom of heaven here on the earth. But again, the world before the flood, nothing of it being left. That's a memorial or an example by faith. Because again, everybody don't believe that story. I mean, but again, they found Noah's Ark.
Like they say, scripture says, what if some don't believe?
Yup. Are they yup? Yup. But again, if the Lord spared not the old world, what you think he gonna do to this new world?
Think he gonna take it easy?
Yeah.
You know, hey, actually, it's like he's still showing more mercy because he destroyed everybody except for 8 souls.
Oh, thank goodness, you know? He showing more mercy.
Right.
Right. Man, I don't want no parts of that lake of fire. Then we gonna show that this second destruction is gonna be a reflection of the Lord's wrath.
Yep.
That's why it went from water to fire. So this is gonna be a worse destruction. So whatever level of wickedness was in the earth, hey, this generation exceeded the level of wickedness before the flood. So what, the Lord's wrath is on a higher level. That's why he coming with that fire this time.
All right. Next precept is coming from the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40 and verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourges. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sake came the flood.
Hey, see that? Death, sword, famine, pestilence. What it say? That's created for the wicked. And it said what? Because of the wicked came the flood.
And that's why the scriptures say that the devil is coming down. He's gonna come down with great wrath like a flood.
Oh, yep. Enemy gonna come in like a flood. And what's that flood? That was the destruction for the old world. The Lord chose to destroy it by water. But
now he's gonna use his whooping stick, followed by thermonuclear fire.
Yup. Well, the Lord about to flood the earth again, but the new flood gonna be by fire. Right. But we gonna get into it. But we gonna see what was going on in the earth before the flood, and show how it applies today.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 6, starting at verse 5. Ready?
Yep.
And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
That's the same today. That's why murder rate is so high, adultery, idolatry, pride in the earth, LGBTQ people all out in the open with their wickedness.
Right.
Hey, just foolishness in general. Right. It's highest it's ever been in the earth.
And all the things that Yahweh took off the planet, off the face of the earth in the days of old, here in these times is all still here.
Yep, it's back. So America, you know, the world in general, met that criteria.
Right.
They checked off every box on the list for the destruction.
Right. Like now it's like the Lord gotta get this place.
Yep, you gotta get it. Yup. Can you get the second net?
No.
Can you get the second Ezra's?
Yeah. Second Ezra's.
Matter of fact, we finished Genesis. If you're there.
Okay, and then get okay.
Yeah.
All right. Reading on Genesis chapter 6 and verse 7, and it reads, "And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them."
So what? The Lord said you got to destroy man off the face of the earth. Right. And, you know, that's the first destruction. That was by the flood. Why? Because man is the source of the wickedness. But why did the Lord have to destroy the animals and the creepy and crawly things too? Because that was defiled. You know, you can speculate that was DNA manipulation going on, just like it is today. GMO food, plants, and animals, as it is today. The Lord ain't destroyed the animals for no reason. That's back in the earth today. They was doing that back then. Now this ain't got nothing to do with no fallen angel, half human, half angel DNA, because that belief is still in the earth. No, just, you know, even speculate today that Esau is combining animal and human DNA. Yep. That was like going on. Again, GMO, food, plants, animals, people sleeping with animals. The Lord say a man, woman lie with a beast, both got to be put to death. That was going in back then. So that's why the Lord said, F it, I'm going to destroy the man, which is the source of the wickedness, but I'm going to destroy the animals as well. And even the animals that wasn't defiled. They eating plastics, they eating foam. Right. Today, they was eating harmful substances back then. Which that stuff, microplastics, nanoparticles, that accumulates in the body. It's passed on to, you know, the offspring. Hey, now life is permanently defiled and tampered with. So that's why the Lord destroyed all that stuff. Yeah. That's why He's gonna do it again.
Yeah, Babylon the Great is all backwards, man. I seen some video brother had posted some goats eating freshly hatched chicken eggs.
That's effed up, bro.
You know? Like,
yeah.
The chickens just hatch. Goats run up and just start chewing away at them. You know, that's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
If I told you I seen a damn a whole family of bees on some fried chicken. Bro, I think I was kind of already having a kind of bad day. I seen it. I said, man, everything got to order in this place, man.
Yeah, everything got to go.
Everything got to order.
Yeah, the trees, all the chemtrails they spray, all the toxic chemical spills, train derailments. Yeah. The trees got to go too. When I was in Mexico, you know, they got animals out there, man. And the thing is, like in the country, it's not maintained like the cities. Yeah. So if you got trash, the trash is gonna be out there. Man, I seen chickens eating some foam. Cause they get to-go food that come in like the foam boxes. Chickens was eating the foam. I tried to shoo them away, like, hey man, don't eat that.
You're not supposed to eat that.
Man, they don't know no better though.
Hey, yeah. The chicken like, hey man, when y'all get back and rule shipped in, tell me not to.
Oh, right. But hey, now we about to get it.
Right now, I'm eating this damn 3-day-old burrito styrofoam plate.
Can you read that again?
Go. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them.
So I say you're going to destroy man first, because man was the source of the wickedness. Right. But because of the wickedness of men, you jump to Isaiah 24:5, that was for later in the lesson, but we get it twice. Right. But because the people, you know, the wicked being in power back then, all life on earth was defiled. And so it all had to go. Pretty much like it is now. Job 9:24, earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Esau eat them the white man. And because the wicked is in power now, all life on earth is defiled once again. Yep. So it all gotta go.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have
Hey, the earth is defiled.
Right.
Even that noise. Yep. Right. They got a thing called noise pollution. That's noise pollution right there.
Right. No motor, all pipes. Isaiah 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
See that? Earth was defiled back before the flood. Why? They transgressed the law. They kept none of the commandments. What did it say? Changed the ordinances. Pretty much there was no order in the earth. Hey, when you read Genesis, when it say the Lord created this and that, then it said in the
signs over that water.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh, sounds good. With the different days of creation, when we read in Genesis, when it says the Lord created this, this, and this, it says, and the Lord saw it was good. When you look up that word good, it means agreeable. Like how the Lord's creation, but before it being defiled, it was all agreeable with one another. You know, everything worked in harmony. But what it say change the ordinances? Hey, the earth is out of order. Everything is out of whack. Pretty much the earth was in perfect balance, you know, before the flood, you know, that balance was lost. Here at the end, hey, creation is out of whack, it's all out of order. Right. It's defiled once again. The pollution, the wickedness, even the mindsets of the people is off. So just like the old world, this new world, it all gotta go. Hey, the Lord got the perfect formula to
that charge on him.
Hey, bet. Hey, Shalom. Hey, to the brother Enos. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. There, the song. Got the Wisdom of Solomon 10 verse 6. Through 7. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 10 verse 6. When the ungodly perish, she delivered the righteous man. And who would the ungodly be? Well, first and foremost, he saw even the white man, but really the whole earth at this point, everybody outside of the elect. And who's the righteous today is going to be the elect. Which back then, it was the whole earth with the righteous being Noah and his house.
Shalom to the brother Yawanathan. Yahba Shimi Al-Shah Barakatah. Shalom to the sister Rebecca Ofer. Shalom. Yahba Shimi Al-Shah Barakatah. Shalom to the brother Letters of the Flock. Shalom. Yahba Shimi Al-Shah Barakatah.
Yahba Shimi Al-Shah Barakatah. Goes on to say, who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities. So Lot, he was the righteous in that destruction that came on Sodom and Gomorrah. It says, of wickedness, of whose wickedness even oh damn, that's I forgot that was there. Hold on, let me read this again. When the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities, of whose wickedness even to this day the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony. That's what we were saying. Like even today, that land lay waste, and it's a testimony, it's a memorial of that destruction. How no life is there. The Dead Sea, no life is there. We think that salt content came from all them bodies. Because what it say about Lot's wife? Turned into a pillar of salt. Yep. She part of that salt content that's in the Dead Sea now. Yep. Hey, the sulfur, the brimstone, the stuff turning purple when you try to burn it or whatever happens, that's a testimony to this day.
That's why that water got so much salt in it.
Because it wasn't just Lot's wife that turned to salt. Everybody in them cities got turned to salt. That salt's still here today.
I saw a video a brother made. It says the Lord celebrating the LGBT in Sodom and Gomorrah, and it blew up. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
The whole thing just blew up in seconds.
I didn't know it, but that volcano in the time of Pompeii.
Yep.
I didn't know.
People unaware too.
I didn't know at that time LGBTQ was heavy in that area.
Yep.
I didn't know, and the Lord. Heart of David 144. Heart of David. Heart of David 144. Yup. You're welcome. She looked like Northern Kingdom to you?
Yeah, but you gave your channel to Esau.
Oh, so right, he gonna be spooked.
So if he come on there scoffing,
we know who it is.
We see some scoffers in a few minutes, we know who it is.
Oh yeah.
almost. Yeah, say, yeah, we just recording. Just recording. You got it, my bad.
Oh, it's all good. Back to this Wisdom of Solomon 10:7. Damn, I did not know that's crazy. I'm gonna read. Bro, hey, nobody talking about y'all shot. Verse 7, speaking of Sodom and Gomorrah, whose wickedness even to this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never comes to ripeness. So speaking how, hey, no plants, no vegetation grows there.
Nothing.
But this is written thousands of years ago, and even today, nothing grows there. It says, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and the standing pillar of salt is the monument of an unbelieving soul. Hey, so the Dead Sea, in the salt content, what the brother was saying, the residue of the destruction that's in the soil.
Yeah.
But even going back farther, the time of Noah and the flood. They say on top of Mount Everest, which is the highest mountain, there's sediment on the top of the mountain that's only found at the bottom of the sea. Suggesting that the flood waters flooded the highest mountain. Because how else did,
something from way down there
get up there? So yeah, that's the evidence today of the flood. And that's the only thing that you got, because nothing from the old world made it. Nothing from this new world gonna make it to the kingdom of heaven.
Like you said, that volcano in Pompeii, they had people making love when that happened and got mummified like that.
Oh, yup. Yeah, that's.
Oh, they say that the explosion, the light from the explosion when the volcano erupted was so powerful it was like a camera. People's shadows are still embedded into the concrete over there. That's
wild,
crazy,
bro. That's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
LGBT running rampant.
Yup. Then when it comes to LGBTQT, the Lord likes to burn the people.
Yep.
So we can see nothing irritates him more than that.
Right.
But yeah, let's jump back to the I think second Ezra's.
Yeah, you wanted me to grab second Ezra.
I think 428. You speak about the place where the evil was sown. So yeah, again, the different empires and the earth at different time periods, when the Lord brought the destruction, hey, America check off every list on that box. Times 10. That's why the scriptures say her sins have reached unto heaven. Hey, so America really just asking for a judgment. Right. So it gotta happen.
Cruising for a bruising. You said second Ezra 4 and 28?
I think it's 28, let me see.
Is it concerning?
Yep, perfect. I think the next verse too.
Okay. All right. This is the book of second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 28, and it reads, "But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come." Hey,
so in the earth, evil is sown again, but the destruction is not yet come. When you read Revelation, the 17th chapter, it tells you that mystery Babylon, which is America, is the mother of harlots. Meaning this will be the source of all the wickedness and the abominations that are in the earth. Because where did LGBTQT start? Right here. Where did, DNA manipulation, life being tampered with and altered, that started here. Hey, the building of the first nuclear bomb, that started here. So this is the place where the evil is sown. Hey, so therefore the destruction gotta come. And they say what you sow is what you reap. You sow wickedness, you reap destruction.
Yes, sir. Verse still in the book of second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
And what's the place that's sown with good? Kingdom of heaven that's going to be here on earth.
We gotta go through the bad before we get to the good.
Yep.
Hey, but this is the war we signed up for. You know, so you know, like me and the brother always agree on, you gotta be wired a different kind of way, man, if you continue to want bad things to come to this place, man.
And see, that's another thing too. People don't understand about Noah. Noah, they make it seem like Noah was living a good life. That he got the bad news about the flood.
Yeah.
Like Noah was upset. Like, I'm upset, but I just want to live. No, Noah was praying for destruction.
Yeah.
Lot was too. Because let's go back to 2 Peter. Let's hit 2 and 7. He's gonna show this for the new believers. You know, Noah was praying for a judgment to come to the earth. It wasn't like,
He was mad.
yeah, Noah was, living in peace. Because what it say? The earth was wicked. And every man's thought in imagination. But it said Noah found grace because he was righteous. There's no way you could be a righteous man living with all of this wickedness and be living in peace.
All right, this is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 7. And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked.
See, Lex was stressed out, fed up with the wickedness in the earth.
Yep.
Get verse 8 as well.
Yep. Verse 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing the hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
So Lot saw and heard nothing but wickedness day to day.
Right.
Same as we do today.
Same thing we used to do today.
Same as Noah back then.
Yep. You got Eve, single Eve with all her kids. Got the boy effeminate.
Oh, bro.
The little girl twerking her butt to where them fans at. Boy, she purple.
Well, that's straight ham right there.
Straight ham don't give a damn. Hey, yeah, Salaki. But yeah, the boy effeminate. You can't tell the mama nothing. The little girl shaking her butt.
The woman want to be the man in the woman. Says a heavy fall of rain. So a flood is created by heavy rain. Also, this definition for deluge, it says a great quantity of something arriving at the same time. Hey, so that great quantity of water arriving at the same time, that's what contributed to the flood. For this new world, it's going to be a great quantity of fire that happens at the same time, but it's going to be by nuclear war that creates the lake of fire here in America and throughout, various places throughout the earth. So again, this word flood, a heavy fall of rain. Rain is not limited to water. What's going to be that rain today that brings that great quantity of fire? It's going to be the nuclear missiles.
And Esau is known as the mad scientist. So
yep.
Since he's so intrigued with science, they say trust the science. They about to witness what happens when thousands of nukes hit one place.
Yep.
They about to experience that firsthand. What happens to the atmosphere? What happens to the earth?
Yep. So yeah, that heavy rain by today is gonna be the nuclear missiles. That's why the nuclear missile shaped like a raindrop. When the raindrop drops, there's a splash. Same with the nuclear missiles.
Yep.
That's the explosion. That's the splash. Then again, for this word flood, it says a great quantity of something arriving at the same time. Back then, it was heavy rainfall of water. This time it's going to be a heavy rainfall of nuclear missiles, which generates the lake of fire. So that's the thing about that word flood. It could be a rainfall of anything.
That truck looks so refreshing.
Man, it sure do.
It said be good, do good, for good.
That's kind of spirit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Hey, that's going to be
straight gate at the back.
That's crazy. The straight gate.
Damn,
because the scriptures say, do good and pursue it.
Yep.
Stay back from evil. Then I thought about my servant shall eat and drink. Then that's crazy, the straight gate. That straight gate gonna be refreshing.
Yeah.
It's not refreshing right now, but as you get to the end of that road, it's going to be refreshing.
Yeah. Jacob's trouble.
And then other words, similar words for this word deluge, it says a downpour. It's not going to be a downpour of water, but a downpour of nuclear missiles. So instead of it being a flood by water, it's going to be a flood created by fire, which is where you get the lake of fire.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Luke. Did you get something else?
Nope.
Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. And it reads, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?
See, the Lord said, I'm coming to send fire on the earth. That's the second destruction. Remember the scriptures say, for the sake of the wicked came the flood. Well, this current world fulfill all of the wickedness and more before the flood. So the Lord gonna send that lake of fire. He's gonna send fire to the earth. Because he's the same one that sent the water to the earth. Which shows you that the Lord changed not.
All right, let me grab this. This is same precept, Luke 12 and 49 in the NLT. It says, I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish it were already burning. Like, y'all about some y'all outside said, when he pull up, he wish that thing was already on fire. You know?
That's why he say, the day vengeance burned up in his heart.
Yeah. He wish it was already burning right now.
So the Lord ready for this place to be finished.
Yeah, man.
And beautiful that we got the same mind as the Lord.
We want what the Lord wants. And can you imagine what it'll be like what it's gonna be like to never go off again? You know what I'm saying? Having true rest. Like,
see, that's the thing. Before the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot couldn't rest. You had trannies banging on his door. Trying to get with him, trying to get with the angels.
He offered them his daughters.
Yeah, they turned down the women. That's crazy,
ain't it?
And then even the time of Noah, the brother was talking about it. Noah was getting death threats. They was probably trying to break in his house when he was building the ark. They was probably trying to destroy the. Best believe they tried to set it on fire.
Most of all, they mocked him. They laughed. He told them what was the prophecy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, the prophecy of Yahweh. The earth was gonna flood. You know, out of all things they did, you know what I'm saying, that was the worst.
Yeah, because it wasn't Noah, they was mocking. That was the Lord they was mocking. So yeah, that was the worst thing. But yeah, Lot, Noah, they was going through it like we are today.
Yep.
And we ain't went through it yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. So yeah, the Lord, come to send fire to the earth. It's time to flood the earth out again to finish the work.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 16.
But for each verse that you get, I'm going to get it in the GNT. So you read yours first, I'm going to get it in the GNT. So we about to get now that there's instances in which water can't do the job and fire is required. That's why the Lord said, I'm coming to send fire to the earth. He the same when I sent the water in the time of Noah. And water was sufficient to rid the earth of evil back then. Water wouldn't do it today. Because you can get rid of men in the earth, but it's still gonna have GMO, plants and animals, chemtrails in the sky, pollution in the water, pollution in the soil, plastics in the earth. The plastics plastic will outlive the people. So if the Lord flooded the earth again, it's gonna be dead bodies floating, but it's gonna be plastic all over the damn place. That's what the Lord said, I'm coming to send fire to the earth.
All right, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 16. For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm. With strange rains, hails, and showers were they persecuted, that they could not avoid.
Get this real quick. See that? The Lord said they were persecuted with strange rains, strange showers. It says that they could not avoid. That's why nobody made it out the flood during the time of Noah.
Right.
Now in the context, it's talking about Egypt, but this applies even to the time of Noah.
Yeah.
Because rainfall of water was strange to them. It was unfamiliar. It had never happened before. So the prophecy, you know, the strange rains even applies back then. And they couldn't avoid it. Nobody made it except they who was on the ark. Let's get it all the way through this time.
All right. Read it from the top again?
Yeah.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 16:16. For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm. With strange rains, hails, and showers were they persecuted, that they could not avoid. And through fire were they consumed.
Now let's talk about ancient Egypt. You know, they had all kind of plagues happening. But we can apply it to today. It says strange rains. What's the strange rain gonna be today? It's gonna be the downfall of nuclear missiles.
Yep.
Instead of the Lord raining water, he's gonna rain fire on America. Strange, because the world has never seen it before. At least not this generation. So yeah, and what? It said that they could not avoid. So for the most part, where these nuclear missiles come down at, nobody's gonna make it. At least those that's on the surface of the earth. So the strange rains today will be the nuclear missiles. That's gonna create a flood, not of water, but a flood of fire. That's why you get the phrase, the lake of fire.
So you're gonna get an NLT?
You get the KJV, I'm gonna get the GNT.
Okay. Keep going, or you gonna get it in there first?
Yeah, get yours first. Each verse you get, I'm gonna go after with the GNT.
That's what I'm saying. I just read 16.
Oh no, I'm gonna skip that one.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 17. For which is most to be wondered at, the fire had more force in the water that quencheth all things, for the world fighteth for the unrighteous.
See what it say? It said that water quencheth all things. And then what it says to be wondered at, the fire had more force than the water. So usually water puts out fire. Because that's the scripture say that water quencheth all things. But like I said in the beginning of the verse, for which is most to be wondered at, the fire had more force than the water. So what the Lord did, the fire that the Lord brought on ancient Egypt, which is part of the plagues, the water burned through the fire. Excuse me, the fire burned through the water. So not even rainfall and water could put out the fire that ancient Egypt experienced. Because again, water usually quench all things. Water will usually overpower fire. But we're about to read in the next verse, the Lord can raise the level of the fire that he sends to the earth. That's what we're about to read next.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 18. For some time the flame was mitigated, that it might not burn up the beasts that were sent against the ungodly, but themselves might see and perceive that they were persecuted with the judgment of Yahweh thy power.
See, he said sometimes the fire was mitigated. And when I looked at that word mitigated, it's to change the level of something. When I looked at the definition, it says to make something less severe.
Yep.
So the fire was mitigated in ancient Egypt, meaning the Lord made the fire less severe, less powerful, to not burn up the beasts, which were the spirits created for vengeance that the Lord had in the earth. Teeth of wild beasts, etc. So what the people could understand, that they was receiving judgment for the Lord. So the Lord can change the level of the fire. He can mitigate it, meaning make it less severe, But if he make the fire less severe, that means he can also make it more severe.
Right.
Which I'm gonna read this in the NLGNT real quick. At one point, the flames died down so that they wouldn't destroy the creatures sent to punish the ungodly. It says those people had to learn that they were being overtaken by your judgment. But let's get the next verse as well.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 19. And at another time, it burneth evil. I got the right one, right?
Yep.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 19. And at another time, it burneth even in the midst of water above the power of the fire, that it might destroy the fruits of the unjust land.
So we got verse 18 that says sometimes the fire was mitigated, meaning made less severe, to not burn up the spirits created for vengeance in the earth. But it says, you know, at another time, the water burneth even in the midst of the water, which has power above the fire. So in other times, the Lord can make the fire more severe that even water can't put it out. That's gonna burn through the water. And that's the same fire that the Lord is bringing to the earth, which the earth calls it nuclear fire. That not even the water can put it out. What it say? That it might destroy the fruits of the unjust land. What's the fruits? The works therein. Everything that man built. Even the pollution. But I'm gonna read this in the GNT. But at another point, when surrounded by water, the flames burn more fiercely than the fire had ever burned before, and so destroys the crops on the land where those unrighteous people live. But it's more than just destroying the crops in this lifetime, it's destroying the fruits of the unjust land. So everything that came from this place, America, everything that came from Esau, Edom, the Lord gonna turn up the fire, meaning make it more severe, to burn up everything. And that's gonna be the nuclear fire.
Chapter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
See that? It said the elements gonna melt with fervent heat, and that includes the atmosphere, the air that you breathe. That includes the water, because we got, which the Lord can mitigate the fire, meaning make it less severe, to not burn up everything, or he can turn up the fire to make it literally burn everything. And that's what the Lord gonna do with the fire that he sent into the earth in the form of nuclear destruction. That's that fire that's gonna be more severe to burn up everything. That's why I said the elements gonna melt. So even the air that you breathe, it's gonna be no atmosphere in parts of the earth. It's gonna burn through the water and all the pollution, plastics in the water.
The fire gonna be like a tsunami of fire with nothing but force behind it.
Oh, yep. Yeah, because water usually quench all things. It quenched the wickedness in the time of Noah. Well, the fire is required now. That's the condition of the earth today, that the elements gotta melt. That's how defiled and far gone the earth is today.
Reading on, the next precept is coming from the book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
And that's why the fire is required, because the earth is too far gone, too far polluted, you know, defiled on levels that you can't even see.
Right, the ones we never knew about.
Even these bodies, they gonna burn in the fire. Bodies got heavy metals, nanoparticles, microplastics.
These bodies will pollute the chariots.
Oh, right, yep.
And put a unclean thing into a clean thing.
So yeah, you know, everything got to go.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
So yeah, the Lord spared not the old world. Again, what you think he gonna do to the new world? He bring a flood before, the Lord gonna bring a flood again.
Right.
Not by water that quench all things, but a fire so severe, not even water can put it out.
Right. Man. That's heavy right there.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's heavy. Can you imagine, I don't know the exact number, but thousands and thousands of nuclear missiles hitting this place.
Man, it's gonna be overkill, bro.
Right.
Dang. Hey, the flood was an overkill.
Yeah. Think about the noise. The earth gonna shake.
Yep, yes, in the scriptures, the earth gonna shake. Like you talking about the light with a volcano that burned people's shadows into the ground.
Right.
Man, just the sight, the sound, people eardrums gonna bust before they burn.
Heads gonna bust too.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. Like,
right, I was thinking that.
Hey man, that's beautiful.
Hey, the Lord be sending entertainment.
Yeah.
If y'all could be out here, hey, the Lord be joking with us in the spirit.
There be all kinds of trucks and stuff passing by, but things, as we going into, posted on the side of the truck.
Oh yeah. But yeah, the Lord brought the flood. Lord, it's about time for the Lord to do it again.
Flood of fire. All right, next precept is coming from the book of Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Point there, the Lord said, I change not. The world and the level of wickedness that's in us today, which everybody can see it.
Right.
The Lord changed not. What you think he gonna do? He gonna do the same thing he did to the old world. He's gonna flood it, but not with water, by fire. And the earth went so far. The Lord made a promise to the earth to never flood it by water. They done took the rainbow and defiled the meaning of it.
Right.
That's mockery. That's why the Lord gonna burn y'all up too.
Right. They ain't gonna get a chance to make a mockery of the fire hitting Babylon.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let's see what's going on right. Hey, Shalom. Hey, to my brother Sagala. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Cyber Rockathan. Hey, Shalom to everybody else. Hey, Shalom to everybody else that tuned in and will tune in. Got any more? Hey, man, that's today's lesson. Hey, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders, brought us this truth by the Holy Spirit. Honors to the brothers, making their bodies a living sacrifice to push the gospel. Peace and blessings to the elect, which for the name Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Next time, Shalom.